Right now at 6, finally reopened while La Crosse Bridge was closed for days. And a new bill moving through the state legislature, how it aims to help sexual assault victims.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski. The La Crosse Railroad Bridge has reopened after being closed for more than 48 hours. News 8 Now's Jadius McGee joins us live with the latest tonight. Jadius.
I'm here at the La Crosse Railroad Bridge where barge traffic is finally flowing again. The motor failure on Sunday shut the bridge down, halting traffic in both directions. Many boat crews say they sat idle for days, frustrated and ready to go home.
For quite a few of us, we've been gone since September 27th, so we're real, homesick.
Now that that bridge is back in operation, boats are slowly moving through, but some are still catching up on lost time. Reporting in La Crosse, Jadius McGee, News 8 Now.
Jadius, thank you. Day 28 in the government shutdown showdown. A live look at the U.S. Capitol tonight. Senate Democrats again blocking Republicans' stopgap funding bill from advancing. Meanwhile, Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul is joining a lawsuit pushing to release November SNAP funds.
The challenge we are facing here is not that we don't have the resources as a nation to fund this program. We do. We are not in the midst of an economic collapse. What we are missing right now is leadership from the federal government in Washington and the leadership we need at USDA. That's what makes the difference between whether families are going to be harmed by the stop of benefits in this program or not.
The average SNAP payment per household is $332. The suit is asking a judge for a temporary restraining order to keep November payments going. State Representative Tara Johnson weighing in on the shutdown. Her comments coming today in La Crosse during her back-to-school tour. She talked about filling the void if food share programs end.
We have reintroduced standalone legislation, Democrats have, healthy meals for kids, which would restore funding for every public school, every kid in the public schools, regardless of their income, that it just is available.
The state's food share program helps over 300,000 kids. Amplify by Gunderson is stepping up to help families in need of food support. They are holding a food drive for Wafer Food Pantry. 3 bins are now set up on the main La Crosse campus and another at the Onalaska Clinic.
If people have extra non-perishables, so cereals, vegetables, peanut butter, macaroni and cheese, pasta, sauce, canned meats, we invite them to drop them off in the bins and we'll distribute them.
That drive runs through November 10th. And DoorDash plans to help feed folks if SNAP does stop. The delivery will distribute 1 million free meals and waive delivery fees for 300,000 grocery orders. Dollar General and Hy-Vee are stores taking part. The plan is being called Project Dash. The aid will run through November. I know, Greg, we were talking yesterday about the chance for rain, depending on which side of the river you were from. On this side, things were pretty dry and overall cloudy today.
Yeah, this side and even parts of the west side, too, as you go further west. You have to get quite a bit farther west. Now, we have a little bit more opportunity this evening for some areas, but overall, even if you do get some, it's a very light rainfall and not going to really cause too much in the way of impacts. Right now, a lot of that green showing up across the area east of the river is not even putting precipitation at the ground. It's just clouds right now as we hover in the 50s. Some of the yellow might be, but up at Eau Claire, it's just going to be cloud cover here and there. Overall, good driving conditions throughout the area. We kind of zoom in. Some near Coon Valley, Cashton, that could be producing a little bit of sprinkles, but once again, not a lot of rainfall. And really, it's that area I highlight there in red is kind of where along 14 down to 61 is where you could see a little bit of light rainfall. We've seen some of that in Grant County, which is south of Boscobel. Otherwise, Decorah, too. There are a little bit of wet roads over Decorah, too. So those areas are something to keep an eye out. All that precipitation is pushing to the north and eventually west. So other than tonight, it's really going to be a dry stretch of weather that we have coming up. There are a few chances overall, but really going throughout Halloween and even the weekend, fairly quiet pattern. So we'll break all that down and temperatures coming up a bit later in the broadcast.
All right. Thank you, Greg. A new push is on to give sexual assault victims more time to pursue charges. News 8 Now's Grace Monk is in the newsroom with more. Grace.
State lawmakers introduced a bill to extend the time victims of sexual assault have to press charges by 10 years. Under current law, victims of second-degree sexual assault have 10 years to press charges. A new bill moving through the legislature is looking to double that. New Horizons executive director says it can take years for victims to come forward about sexual assault.
It's what were you wearing, what were you doing there, why were you drinking, that type of thing. And so they feel humiliated and guilty, and they have that hard time coming forward.
In Wisconsin, first-degree sexual assault charges apply to cases that result in severe harm or pregnancy, and there's no time limit when it comes to pressing charges. Attorney Chris Zacher says the bill could give prosecutors more time to collect evidence.
Prosecutions that don't necessarily fit under first degree, but could have proceeded under a second degree. If there's a delay in testing these kits, they're out of luck with a 10-year statute of limitations.
Zacher says it could also make it difficult for defendants to do the same.
They're accused of a sexual assault that allegedly occurred 20 years earlier. It's near impossible to produce witnesses with any memory of this, get electronic records, or produce any evidence in your own defense.
The bill would also allow victims to break their lease by providing their landlord with documents like criminal complaints and restraining orders. It also protects people reporting sexual assault from facing drug or alcohol charges.
Giving them 20 years, right, to reach that spot is us being understandable and acknowledging that it happens and caring for them as victims and survivors.
The bill was recently approved by the Assembly's Criminal Justice and Public Safety Committee. In the newsroom, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
Thank you, Grace. A heads up for La Crosse drivers. Police are conducting speed enforcement tomorrow morning. It's happening on Losey Boulevard between Main Street and Ward Avenue. In Chippewa County, sheriffs say a failed gas station robbery was caught on camera. It happened in Lafayette Township at the Cenex Express Mart. That's on County Highway X. Surveillance shows the suspect throwing something at the glass door. If you have any information, call county sheriffs at 715-726-7714. Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez making stops in the La Crosse area today. Those stops included 2 local businesses where she met with staff and highlighted the impact of locally owned businesses. With Governor Evers joining the lawsuit to release federal funding for food assistance, Rodriguez is also addressing some residents' concerns about SNAP.
And to be clear, the vast majority of these families are families with kids, families with individuals who are disabled, or the elderly. These are the folks who are receiving these types of benefits that aren't going to get them in November.
Rodriguez urges residents of each district to call their federal representative to make their voices heard. News 8 Now is learning that Director Jeffrey Tripp has resigned from the La Crosse Regional Airport. He started in June of 2024. No word on why he left. Tripp's previous job was manager at Arizona's Prescott Municipal Airport and Muskegon County Airport. Still to come, Melissa makes landfall. The National Hurricane Center's warning to Jamaican residents, and a major recognition for Xcel Energy. How the company's work with UW-Eau Claire students is earning them the university's highest business award.
Tomorrow, starting at 5 a.m., Onalaska police roll out electric patrol vehicles. Plus, looking for a laugh, an interactive comedy show is coming to the Pump House, and Art is tracking some chillier mornings when we see you at 5 a.m.
UW-Eau Claire are presenting the Regents Business Partnership Award to Xcel Energy today. That award is given to businesses that work to support students and the community. School officials say hundreds of alumni have started careers with Xcel, and the partnership helped make the new $122 million Sonentag facility possible. Xcel's Chippewa Sun solar array will power the building.
We're always at the same table with UW-Eau Claire, working together to try to solve the problems that are facing the Chippewa Valley, whether it's like training and workforce, healthcare, other types of things. UW-Eau Claire and Xcel Energy are always 2 of the institutions that are always there trying to make the communities we live in better communities.
The Region's Business Partnership Award was created in 2023. Today is the 4th annual Why Giving Day. The 36-hour fundraiser looks to raise $300,000 for 13 local projects. All donations up to $25,000 will be doubled. An extra $25,000 will also be donated when 500 donations are made. Projects include food access and veterans' mental health support. If you're interested in donating, go to laxymca.org. Vernon County is seeing an increase in school bus passing violations. Sheriff Roy Torgerson says 25 complaints were issued in 2024. In response, he's announced a task force to crack down on the violations. More officers will be assigned to keep an eye out, with some even riding the bus.
We need to get out ahead of this, and often in law enforcement we're reactionary, and this time we're not. We are gonna get out ahead of this.
Richland County Sheriff's Office and Wisconsin State Patrol will also assist in the task force. Breaking hurricane news, a live look at Jamaica as Melissa has come ashore. You can see precipitation covering some of those lenses there. Melissa packing a 185-mile-per-hour winds. It is currently a Category 4 storm. The National Hurricane Center has issued a warning saying, quote, "Within the eye wall, total structural failure is likely."
Today will be very difficult for tens of thousands, if not millions of people in Jamaica. Roofs will be tested, floodwater will rise, isolation will become a harsh reality for many.
Melissa's next target would be Cuba. Authorities there say they've already evacuated more than 500,000 people from the low-lying areas. We'll have more news ahead, but first.
We have a little bit of rain this evening, but really it's going to be a quiet stretch all the way through the weekend, minus a few rain chances here and there. So we'll break down that all and then show you what the temperatures look like going through the weekend as well. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break. Yeah, as we get towards the end of October, all attention starts turning to what to expect in November, what the outlook has and what the historical information has for it as we get more into the snow issue there too. So check that out on our website, news8000.com. It's also streaming on 8.2. So something to keep in mind of. Check that out. It'll go through all the numbers that you would look for. Now tomorrow, we'll have all the numbers tomorrow on the site, dealing with Halloween too, going back many years and what you would expect to. And we didn't have a couple years ago, we actually had snow on Halloween too. So this year we're not expecting that, but you can check that out for all the details for both Eau Claire and La Crosse tomorrow on the website too. To this evening, we still got a little bit of light rain out there. As we kind of said yesterday, you might have a little bit of this moisture being pulled northward, and this exactly is what's going on right now. And this area right there is, if you're in the yellow, that's probably where you might see a little bit of light rain, enough to maybe get the wipers going and just enough to get maybe a road just a little bit wet. Otherwise, you can see Decorah's seen a little bit there. They've only had 2 100s. So even in that band, it's very light precipitation, not to be too much impactful. Everything outside of that really is just cloud cover right now, but it's going to persist for a while too. So overall, if you look at the amounts, very big sharp cutoff. Even in the Twin Cities, the west side, the east side, there's a big cutoff there too. So that band is sat right there. That's where they've seen most of the rain. You get the blue, you're getting 3/4 to even an inch. All this light green here is really just a tenth, a couple of hundredths at the most, maybe some of the darker green a tenth. So that's what we're going to see. Not going to see much more than that for all the areas. So that band will continue to try to push northeast, kind of a little bit further up. So La Crosse down to the river to Port Prairie du Chien might see a few sprinkles, but that's going to be about it. As we get towards about midnight, it begins to then rotate back down to the southwest, and we start seeing a little bit of clearing skies to the west around 3 to 4 a.m. So as you wake up tomorrow morning for the morning commute, should be dry. We'll start seeing a little bit of cloud break for a lot of areas, and then we'll see sun come out too. Now for tomorrow, just going to be off and on, a little bit of cloud cover going into the afternoon, but a lot more sunshine than we've had today with that northeast wind. And then even tomorrow evening, very quiet, no issues for Wednesday evening plans or activities, anything outside. Thursday, really, we're going to reverse it. There's another system diving southeast. That's going to increase the cloud cover going into Thursday and Friday, Halloween, too. Now, there's a question how much moisture is going to be able to work with this as it weakens, but there will be enough cloud cover and maybe enough moisture. You might see a shower Friday and Friday evening, but overall, I think most areas will remain dry for the Halloween, but we'll have a lot of cloud cover overall. Now for temperatures tonight, where it clears out towards the east, Sparta, Black River Falls, and the areas there, they'll probably get down close to freezing, maybe a little cooler. As you go further to the southwest, Decorah, you're looking at maybe around 40 because the cloud cover does linger all the way through about the morning hour. For tomorrow's highs, pretty typical temperatures really to expect with a lot more sunshine. All in all, a nice Wednesday for the end of October. And then going into Thursday, Cloud cover will keep the temperatures down a few degrees, but not far from average. And that's the trend going into Friday, too. Another couple degree drop, too. There could be even some upper 40s on Friday for highs. And then when we look at the trick-or-treating time hour, we'll probably be in the 40s for most locations. And there's that small chance for a shower. But once again, I think most areas will be dry and pretty seasonable conditions to expect for Halloween. And going through the weekend, the quiet conditions, we do have showers come back in probably late Sunday and Sunday night. That may be the best chance in the 8-day forecast. Otherwise, the front kind of slides through Monday, but overall, it's pretty seasonable and mainly quiet. There might be a system to keep an eye on past Wednesday, too, but overall, Halloween looks good. In my opinion.
Looking like a great stretch
Yeah,
right
as long
there.
as it's dry. That's the biggest thing to have on Halloween is dry.
100%. Yeah, thanks for the reminder. We had snow on Halloween a couple years ago. I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah, it happens. It has happened.
Thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, defense on display. Viterbo men's soccer in a low-scoring affair against a league foe. Plus, it's been how long? Hear from members of the newly crowned regional champs Luther Volleyball as they prep for sectionals. Jacob is next.
Covering all the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, after testing themselves at a tough invitational at Wisconsin Lutheran College in late September, where they lost 5 matches on the weekend, the Lutheran Knights responded by dropping just 2 in the entire month of October. And during that impressive stretch, the Knights did something they haven't done in 30 years, and that's hoist a regional championship trophy. Times were much different in 1985, but similar hard work and dedication led Luther to a 3-0 sweep of Richland Center back on Saturday. And it's a feat that the girls take a lot of pride in, but they're not just satisfied stopping there.
It feels great. I'm so proud of all my girls, and we've had so many great opportunities, and it's really a blessing to be part of the team that gets to make that history. And yeah, it's a great opportunity for us.
I think that winning regionals is such a big accomplishment, but job is never finished. We have so much motivation and so much ambition in all of us that none of us are ever satisfied with anything but the best, and I think that is such a beautiful thing that can push us so far.
And with a group full of dedicated players that take the mental side of the game as seriously as the physical side, it makes head coach Dan Larson's job a lot easier.
Great group of girls. They work really hard. I think the biggest thing too is they take ownership in what they do. It makes it way more fun for me as a coach, because now you're just trying to challenge them as much as you can. And we have a great coaching staff that really pushes them. It's a lot of fun.
The Knights will look to continue writing the history books, rewriting those history books on Thursday when they host the Aquinas Blue Goals with first serve set for 7 o'clock from Luther High. And the final home regular season match of the season for Viterbo earlier today. Picked this one up scoreless in the second half. V-Hawks with a good chance, but it's a great save by Samuel Negus, keeping the game scoreless here. And then off the Trolls free kick, Peter Colenio is going to snag one of his 3 saves on the day. In the 53rd minute, home side converts on a set piece of their own as Sebastian Acosta goes short to Alvaro Paquete Oliveira, and he buries it. And the Viterbo defense holds strong from there, earning the 1-0 victory. And a look at the updated News 8 Pick'em standings. Ken, you, myself, and Kate all with 8 out of 13 this week. Emily had 7, and Carrie Bromerick of Trempolo, the winner, with 11 correct. She had the closest score prediction, as a few others had 11 as well.
Yeah, another tough week.
A tough week.
There's some weird ones out there.
Some very weird games. We all picked the Chiefs last night, who won, but I got to out myself. I picked against the Packers this week. I will put my hand up. I'm happy to be wrong.
Yeah, God bless you for coming clean. Because remember, I went against Green Bay week 1 against Detroit, so
gotta trust
that
this
was
team,
my
man.
moment where I learned.
Yep.
Now
trust
you've
this
learned.
Team. Yep.
Thanks, Jacob. We got one more check of your forecast right after this.
Well, the good news for tomorrow, there'll be much more sunshine and less clouds, and overall pretty seasonable conditions, low to mid 50s for most areas. Unfortunately, the clouds do come back in Thursday through about Sunday, but we're not expecting a lot of precipitation with those clouds and a slight cool down. But overall, Halloween still shaping up to be pretty good, and Halloween evening too as well.
All right, you got your costume picked out yet?
I can't give any surprises away yet.
No teases around here. Thanks for joining us at 6. We'll see you tonight at 10.